What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. First live stream of the new channel. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Thank you to all two of you that are in here. We'll build that back up in no time. This is going to be just a really short update stream because recently, as you know, I've been researching Instagram and the problem of pedophilia on Instagram for quite some time. If you go over to BitChute, you can take a look at my source code demons hidden in plain sight video, which outlines just how bad and how prolific the pedophiles are on Instagram. It outlines a little bit of the strategies they employ in order to contact children and, therein take advantage of them, exploit them, abuse them over Instagram. And my most recent video on that, which you can't see because I haven't re-uploaded yet, and I was just banned from YouTube once again. As you can see, it's MemoryHold 3.0. We talked about mega links, right? How the pedophiles were essentially using mega links, which is like, a cloud service to trade child pornography on Instagram. So let me go ahead and just pull something like that up real quick. And I am back on Instagram for now under the name Covert Memory Holden. So if you guys want to follow me there. So for the Instagram update, right, whoever has the stopwatch going for that, I am still on Instagram, believe it or not. But in one of my previous videos, we covered something called mega links, right? And if you go into the search bar of Instagram, you can clearly see that people are trading child porn via the hashtag mega links, right? As you can see, mega links for sale, mega links only boys, right? So that's just dedicated to, only little boys, things like that. So I saw this news article come out recently. This is brand new. Take a look here. It's Instagram to limit interactions between teens and adults, and this was just published just a day ago, actually, so we're just going to briefly touch on that. So it's interesting that they're kind of trying to take action. Whether it's authentic or not, whether it's genuine or not, is anybody's guess. But I found it interesting that, after all the coverage that I've done on the Instagram pedophile problem, it's interesting that they're actually trying to employ some type of deterrent to these people. So let's just take a look at this brief 50-second clip. I mean, it's not a huge update. And multiple platforms have employed the same thing, not exactly that it's worked successfully, but needless to say, me being the infinite optimist, I like to think that maybe it would help a little bit. So what I found interesting, though, is look at this little inclusion here at the end real quick. Take a look. Where are we at? Yeah, okay. Instagram is also instituting new AI technology to attempt to detect the actual age of users when they create a profile. That's kind of like the concerning side of this. I don't exactly know what type of AI algorithms they're going to employ and how exactly they would detect the actual age of users when they create a profile. But generally, the idea is basically adults aren't able to send direct messages to teens unless, of course, that user follows the adult. So these safety things that they're putting in place, I mean, it's not going to be the most effective thing in the world, but again, I'm just kind of documenting here the actions these people are taking because they know they have a problem on their hands and they know that they could probably solve it, however, they just have not done so. And we're going to cover an article here in a moment, all the way back from 2013, because guys, remember in my previous videos, especially in my last documentary, Source Code Demons, I've discussed a little bit about how 2013 was the year in which they overhauled technology and they apparently created brand new algorithmic technology to detect the sharing of child porn, which includes the hashing of images, Microsoft and Bing's photo DNA program. And I made the argument in that last documentary, Source Code Demons, that in fact, that didn't fix any of the problems, but rather made it worse. However, you can't deny that maybe some protocols like this is probably a good thing. I mean, it's not going to be a net negative. It's just, if anything, a matter of whether it actually works or not. So let's just go over the actual reviews here. Guys, remember to give me a thumbs up on this video and subscribe if you aren't already. I know there's only a few of you in here, but I can't stream on my phone until I have like 1,000 subscribers or something. So if you would, definitely help me out on that. We got to rebuild this platform, but worst comes to worst, all my links are here in the description. You can find my BitChute, DLive, Brighteon, Minds, Rumble, whatever, PayPal and Patreon is in the description as well in this little link. But these are the actual changes. This is from March 16th, 2021. Protecting young people on Instagram is important to us. Today, we're sharing updates on new features and resources as part of our ongoing efforts to keep our youngest community members safe. We're also providing an update on our work to understand age in a way that helps keep people, especially young people, safe. We have dedicated teams focused on youth safety, and we work closely with experts to inform the features we develop. And it goes on to say, supporting parents and teens with new resources. Again, guys, I'm not saying that this is like going to be the ultimate fix to the problem. And in fact, I'm very skeptical about these people. I mean, as we can see, nothing has ever been done about just, the amount of sharing, right? Just from the mega links alone. However, I will say, after I published that video on them sharing child porn on Instagram, they limited the hashtag. You can't see that on the desktop view, but if you search on an iPhone and you do hashtag megalinks, there will be a little indicator like at the bottom of the screen. Here we go. Yeah. Recent posts from hashtag megalinks are hidden because some posts may not follow Instagram's community guidelines. So, it just goes to show you, if enough of us do get on the case and do make enough of a fuss, there will be some action taking place. And the fact remains is that it's going to be hard to detect and ban people like this, because it's not like when you go to their profiles, okay? Like, it's not like there's anything illegal on this profile. There's no identifying factors, there's no people, there's no faces, there's no name associated with it. It's all handled in the DMs, right? But again, my argument is, if they have this new fandangled algorithmic technology that they've been bragging about since 2013, well, my argument is, why isn't it working? But anyway, let's just see what they have to say, right? Let's be a little positive. Let's pretend that they actually care for a moment, and let's see what it is that they're actually implementing here. We want parents to have the information to help their teens have a safe and positive experience on Instagram. In the U.S., we've collaborated with the Child Mind Institute and Connect Safely to publish a new parents guide. It includes the latest safety tools and privacy settings, as well as a list of tips and conversation starters to help parents navigate discussions with their teens about their online presence. This updated guide is launched with expert partners in other countries, including Argentina, Brazil, India, Indonesia, Japan, Mexico, and Singapore, and will continue to be rolled out in more countries soon. This also complements our existing Parents Guide, which provides support for parents in the UK, France, Italy, Germany, and Spain, and which were developed in partnership with local safety experts. Let's continue here. Improving our work to understand people's real age. Now, I think this is where the AI technology is going to come in. So again, this is going to be a double-edged sword here. Like, in one way, it looks like it might help curb the pedophile problem on social media, Instagram specifically, but at the same time, if we're whipping out this brand new technology, well, it didn't seem to happen the first time they tried, meaning Google, Bing, and a bunch of other search platforms. Didn't really help the first time, right? In fact, censorship has only gotten worse for people like us, and child porn has actually gotten worse as well. And it's just completely proliferated, as you can see here in this, like these articles here. People don't want to talk about it, but reports of kids being exploited online have spiked amid coronavirus pandemic. So there's a giant contrast between all of this, brand new technology they're trying to whip out back in 2013, and surely this is going to be the end of child porn on social media, right? But meanwhile, it's only gotten worse, and in fact, the numbers have never been higher, especially due to COVID. Everyone is inside, everyone is on the devices, and they're exploiting kids because they can't go out and do it themselves physically. Hey, what up, HIV? How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome to the club, dude. So let's just see what they have to say. We require everyone to be at least 13 to use Instagram and have asked new users to provide their age when they sign up for an account for some time. While many people are honest about their age, we know that young people can lie about their date of birth. And that's the main thing I was thinking. No one actually gives their real age on Instagram, so it should be an easy workaround for pedos, right? We want to do more to stop this from happening, but verifying people's age online is complex and something many in our industry are grappling with. To address this challenge, we've developed new artificial intelligence and machine learning technology to help us keep teens safer and apply new age-appropriate features like those described below. So let's see what those new age-appropriate features are. Restricting DMs between teens and adults they don't follow. To protect teens from unwanted contact from adults, we're introducing a new feature that prevents adults from sending messages to people under 18 who don't follow them. For example, when an adult tries to message a teen who doesn't follow them, they receive a notification that DMing them isn't an option. This feature relies on our work to predict people's ages using machine learning technology and the age people give us when they sign up. So that's very curious to me. How exactly are they going to be able to tell? I mean, people use shell accounts, right? They don't upload real images of themselves. They use fake dates of birth. I mean, how is it really that you're going to be able to tell the difference? And besides, a lot of pedophiles, what they do is they just pretend to be children themselves, right? If they're going after some young girl, they pretend to be, like a 12-year-old boy, right? They'll just generate some AI-generated free photo online for a profile picture and boom, bang, done. So what's machine learning going to do to fix that, right? But anyway, like I said, I'm really just documenting the attempts here, right? Just the fact that this is in the mainstream, they are acknowledging the issue, and that's an issue that we've been talking about for some time. And guys, make no mistake, remember with Elsagate and YouTube, when we discovered all of the child porn channels on YouTube and the hundreds of thousands of pedophiles and the huge subscriber counts, channels on YouTube sharing this type of stuff, I mean, they overhauled YouTube completely. In fact, it never bounced back from that. The algorithm has consistently sucked after that, right? So, I mean, changes are made, and we do make waves when we make videos about this trying to expose it. I mean, they'll never attribute that or credit that to us, but needless to say, it is beneficial work. But as we move to end-to-end encryption, we're investing in features that protect privacy and keep people safe without accessing the content of DMs. Yeah, okay. They're going to actually pretend like they don't access the content of DMs. Around the world, it's widely understood that most social media platforms require a 13-year minimum age requirement, but the complexity of age verification remains a long-standing industry-wide challenge. That's why it's positive to see Instagram investing in innovative technologies that can and will create a safer online environment for younger users. You sure about that? You sure about that? I mean, my documentary kind of really puts a hole in that statement, right? We'll go to this article in a moment. By using machine learning to flag potentially inappropriate interactions, improving teen privacy features, and DMing younger users with real-time safety info, Instagram is equipping young people with tools to be architects of their own online experience. And what this really reads to me as is more of like a security policy, like an insurance policy, like just Instagram protecting itself because they know they have a huge problem on their hands. They know they haven't done enough. And a lot of the perpetrators are mostly just sharing the child porn via mega links and other things like that. I mean, yeah, there's obviously a lot of abuse. You can turn on any pedophile YouTube channel, like for an example, Predator Poachers, right? That's a channel that I watch. They're a group of people that set up a decoy person that's 10 years old, and they catch pedophiles that way. So obviously they're out there doing that, but you can't deny the fact that the most prolific and numerous cases of child porn on Instagram is really through the usage of sharing links through the usage of code terms and things like that, mega links being only a few of them. So, prompting teens to be more cautious about interactions in DMs. In addition to preventing conversations between adults and teens who don't follow one another, we'll start using prompts or safety notices to encourage teens to be cautious in conversations with adults they're already connected to. Safety notices and DMs will notify young people when an adult who has been exhibiting potentially suspicious behavior is interacting with them in DMs. Potentially suspicious behavior. So, I mean, that's kind of subjective, right? That could be quite subjective. I mean, they banned me from Instagram twice. Was I Was I demonstrating potentially suspicious behavior? You might be able to see here how multiple people can inadvertently get caught up in this type of thing, right? And I'm willing to bet they ban more people like me than they do of actual pedophiles, honestly. For example, if an adult is sending a large amount of friend or message requests to people under 18, we'll use this tool to alert the recipients within their DMs and give them an option to end the conversation or block, report, or restrict the adult. People will start seeing these in some countries this month, and we hope to have them available everywhere soon. So, and here they give a little silly example, right? Where it's like an old guy, Travis. He says, "I really like your profile. Thanks. Are you going to follow me back? I don't know. It would be nice to talk more." And here's an example of the safety notice. Things you can do. We won't tell them if you take any of these actions. You can restrict, report, block. And then it gives you these little prompts at the bottom here. Don't feel pressure to respond. Only share with people you trust. Your safety comes first. So again, this seems like really hollow to me, honestly, and reads more of like an insurance policy. But again, I mean, I'm not going to argue that this is bad necessarily. I'm just, the main argument I'm making is how effective is it really going to be, and how long are you going to put off handling the real issues, which is shit like this, right? Now again, I'm not saying this is necessarily easy to nail down, right? Because then, after all, what did they say in this article here? That they don't look at the content of DMs, right? Well, if that's the case, then it's going to be pretty hard to actually nail down people that are sharing child porn links in DMs, right? But you know damn well, right, that they do visit or look at the DMs. In fact, let me just do something on the fly real quick. So take a look. Like on one hand, they're saying they don't intrude on people's DMs, right? But not that long ago, February 16th of this year, look, Instagram to disable accounts sending abusive hate speech DMs. So my question is, how do you know someone is sending hate speech DMs if you actually don't look at their DMs, right? In which case, I would argue this. Here they're saying, it's really tricky to limit pedophiles contacting people via DMs, because we don't look at DMs. Well, you look at it for hate speech though, don't you? And if you look at the DMs for hate speech, it should probably be pretty easy to combat things like this, wouldn't you think? I mean, if a numbskull like me can piece this together, anybody should be able to, right? Anyway, making it more difficult for adults to find and follow teens. In the coming weeks, we'll start exploring ways to make it more difficult for adults who have been exhibiting potentially suspicious behavior to interact with teens. This may include things like restricting these adults from seeing teen accounts and suggested users, preventing them from discovering teen content in Reels or Explore, and automatically hiding their comments on public posts by teens. Having a private account offers more protections for teens as they can better control who can see and interact with their content. We've recently added a new step when someone under 18 signs up for an Instagram account that gives them the option to choose between a public or private account. Our aim is to encourage young people to opt for a private account by equipping them with information on what the different settings mean. So, I think you guys get the point. I just wanted to kind of cover this change here because, like I said, we've been covering for a long time the problem of child porn on social media. Twitter, by the way, being a #1 purveyor of child pornography, by the way. I forget the exact statistics, but it was literally something absurd, like something like half of all child porn online is shared on Twitter or something like that, like something that you wouldn't expect. I mean, we all know that they're out there or whatever, but the number was actually humongous, like just absolutely astronomical. But my concern here too is the limit of freedom online in the name of trying to prevent this stuff, because I truly don't think they're actually trying to prevent it. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a bad thing. However, I do have a problem when they start like deploying machine learning AI technology, right? This feature relies on our work to predict people's ages using machine learning technology and the age of people when they sign up. So, I mean, what's to stop someone from using a fake profile photo, a fake age, and then just friend requesting little kids anyway? I mean, And then the other issue is, can that machine learning AI technology be redirected to people like me, for instance, right? And as I said, the natural contradictions, they right here they say they can't go into DMs, right? So we have to find new technology that handles it for us. Meanwhile, they're more than happy to disable people's accounts sending abusive hate speech DMs, meaning bad words, right? If you use the wrong word, they'll ban you for that. However, if you're trading gigabytes, like at literal gig, I found some accounts that had terabytes of this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's okay though. We're not going to ban you on that. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that my original account that I lost was probably banned due to the contents of my DMs. I mean, I'm not some mean person sending terrible shit in my DMs, but you talk with your buddies, you're sending crude jokes, whatever it might be, you know what I mean? And it's like they probably banned me for that, being as I did nothing else and made no posts to get banned. But this kind of brings me to this. Let's go back in time, right? When someone reads this article, they might think that this is some new attempt to combat child pornography, when in reality, it really just couldn't be further from the truth, okay? So this is back to 2013, June 16th. Google is working on new tech to eliminate all child porn on the web. Yeah, okay. Yeah, nicely done on that one. It's never been worse. Again, guys, watch my source code demons video. Actually, shit, I don't know if that's up on BitChute. I will re-upload that on BitChute. I might even re-upload it here and just take the risk, honestly, on YouTube, because that is one of the better pieces of work that I've put out, along with the Pizza for Your Family videos. But Search and Mobile Superpower in Google is working on new technology that would effectively purge all images of child porn and abuse from most of the web. Congratulations, you did it. It's just that easy. Just kidding. It's actually never been worse. Reports of kids being exploited online have spiked amid coronavirus pandemic. So this begs the question, what was the technology really built for? Who's the technology really being used against? Honestly, right? Anyway, back to 2013. Google disclosed new efforts to fight online child exploitation in a blog post yesterday. The company committed $5 million to eradicate child abuse imagery online and started a $2 million child protection technology fund to encourage the development of better tools to destroy child porn. While money allocations to the cause are important, the technology Google is building to combat CP is even more so. Google is working on a new database of flagged images of CP and abuse that can be shared with other search engines and child protection organizations. So remember, that was what I was talking about, where Microsoft's flavor of that database of flagged images is called the Photo DNA program. And Microsoft actually provides the CP information to law enforcement. And again, Bing is actually far worse. Bing, being a Microsoft product, is actually far worse than Google when it comes to CP, and I demonstrate that in my documentary. The database will help create systems that automatically eliminate that sort of content. Guys, I gotta admit, I've never seen any horrible content be automatically eliminated. I just haven't. And look, I will give them credit to an extent. I know it's probably not easy, and there's just a ton of it out there. But the ways in which it can be accessed currently flies in the face of all this dope new technology they're apparently creating to combat it, right? Recently, we've started working to incorporate encrypted fingerprints of child abuse images. That's what I'm talking about. Photo DNA program, fingerprints, image hashing. We've started working to incorporate encrypted fingerprints of child sexual abuse images into a cross-industry database. Jacqueline Fuller, the director of Google Giving, wrote in the blog post. This will enable companies, law enforcement, and charities to better collaborate on detecting and removing these images and to take actions against the criminals. If the database is effective, any flagged image would not be searchable through participating search engines or web hosting providers. And maybe best of all, computers will automatically flag and remove these images without any humans needing to see them. All right, well, here's the thing. Take a look what they said here. If the database is effective, any flagged image would not be searchable through participating search engines or web hosting providers. All right, again, guys, this is 2013, all right? And I tested this personally, right? Their reverse image search, it clearly, how do I explain this? If this technology was actually working, you wouldn't be able to do half the stuff that most people are able to do to access this. You should be able to prevent it, but they're not able to. you can reverse image search like a non-nude image, okay, out of a photo set that comes from the dark web, and it will yield links to places that have the actual gross nude images. And it's crazy because how do you reverse image search? How does a reverse image search work? Well, sometimes it's metadata and text attributed to the photograph, but other times things are getting more advanced, right? We're using machine learning and neural network technology. Well, that's visual recognition. So when they see a picture of a little girl in a bathing suit, right? Even if the image text was adult male, okay? The reverse image search would still yield little girls in bathing suits because the photo recognition, the visual recognition algorithms detect, oh, 5-year-old girl in a bathing suit, let me yield more of that based on your reverse image search. So my point is like they're creating all this advanced new technology, and they say if the database is effective, any flagged image would not be searchable through participating search engines. Oh, really? Because I'm pretty sure Bing is a participating search engine. I'm pretty sure Google is a participating search engine. And it's actually never been worse. Just go ahead and reverse image search any shady child sexual exploitation photo, and it will yield all the websites it comes from if you do a reverse image search. And to me, the reverse image search aspect of the technology should be the easiest to curtail. You know, I understand how some of it's probably hard to get to rein in just because there's so much, but all you need to do is disable the visual recognition part of it, right? If someone's reverse image searching a 5-year-old girl in a bathing suit, right? Perhaps when the visual recognition algorithm says, oh, that's a 5-year-old girl in a bathing suit, cut it. Don't give any results. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's all hot air. We've seen this before. They tried to do it in 2013, and here we are, 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse. But let's continue down memory lane here. Like I said, just a brief update, guys. Be sure to hit the thumbs up for me, and if you don't mind, share this to your friends. Get this out to your feed. Help me rebuild this platform, man. I gotta start from ground zero, essentially. And like I said, I can't live stream on my mobile phone until I get like 1,000 subscribers. No community posts, anything like that, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. Google hopes the new database is operational in less than a year, according to the Telegraph. This announcement is inspiring for those who are at the forefront of tackling child sexual abuse content, Susie Hargreaves says, who's the chief executive officer at the Internet Watch Foundation, told the Telegraph. We know that the best way to tackle what is some of the most horrific content online is by working with others from all around the world to combat this on a global platform. So guys, just a brief update here, and the simple fact is, like I said, am I going to complain about it? Am I going to say that this is like a net negative? No, I'm just worried that it's all hot air. And look, they've already employed this dope new technology, but all I see is people like me trying to expose this being on the receiving end of that dope new technology used to combat this stuff. So my theory, and it's been this way for a while, is that the technology was never created to combat this, really. You know, it's really just to combat us. And these are excuses to employ this brand new algorithmic technology that is going to get better at identifying your age, right? That's exactly what they said they're doing here. Machine learning, algorithmic AI technology to better detect people's age. And we caught them in a lie, right? They said they can't look at DMs. They have no access to it, right? Because our privacy is at the forefront of their minds. And yet, you know, unless, of course, it's hate speech, then your DMs are mine, bucko. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. So I would suggest, I'm going to put up that Source Code Demons video in 2013 up on BitChute. I'll probably re-premiere it on here too. So if you guys, maybe I'll do that today actually, if you guys want to rewatch it, or if any of the 10 people watching this right now haven't seen it, I will upload that. It's rough. It's a rough watch. It's dark, you know, but it is like mandatory viewing in my opinion, because it's extremely informative and it covers a few angles that I noticed that a lot of people just haven't really tackled. You know, there's a lot of coverage on the topic itself, but the way I go about it, I think is unique. I think it's different. So I'll see if I can get that up tomorrow, or maybe even by today. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And there was one last thing that I wanted to include in this. Oh boy, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. What the hell was it, man? It had something to do with, well, let me check the chat real quick. Maybe it'll come to me. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me on the first stream of this new channel. What's up, Destroyer? Wes, what's up, dude? What up? HIV positive transgender. I love that name, dude. What's up, Nevermore? I forgot they banned you again. I was wondering how come I don't see your videos on my timeline. Yep, 3.0 it is. And by the way, someone gave me the good advice. It might have been one of you guys, actually. I forget who it was. But I'm going to make the new accounts ahead of time, 4.0, 5.0. But again, no worries. I mean, all you got to do is go to my link tree. You know, you click on BitChute and it'll bring you right to my BitChute account. All right. I got the Nashville bombing video up there. I got the Parkland to Haiti video up there. And the fact remains, I mentioned this before, but on YouTube, we're going to have to be more careful with our words here. And I don't mean cursing and swearing. What I mean is instead of saying certain terms, we might have to use acronyms, right? And that's just the unfortunate reality of that. So I do highly suggest everyone follow me on BitChute and DLive especially, because I know I'm live streaming here, but honestly, that's really just so I can gain some traction again. Because no matter what way I cut it, the fact remains is that most people, hey, there's HIV on DLive, thanks, bro. Wes, I know you've been here too, but the fact remains is that most people, they just stick to YouTube. They stick to what they know, and I can't really blame them for that because I was the same way for a long time. But I just, there's no point in doing this if I can't get the word out to people, you know? The more people that knows, the better. And I went through the period of time in 2017, 2018 when I was just starting where no one was watching. And it's like, now that I've been banned, they've significantly cut off my megaphone, essentially. At first, I was reduced from a megaphone down to a microphone, down to basically this, just shouting. You know what I mean? It barely reaches anyone. I'm not going to stop, of course, but it is important to me if you guys subscribe, share, and do all the rest of the business. And of course, I'm on Gab as well. We're doing okay over there. I'm trying to use that more frequently. I'm still on Twitter, but just nowhere near as frequently. But damn, I guess that thought isn't going to come back to me though, man. I know I'm kind of ranting and rambling here. I forget what I was going to say. But either way, that's really all I wanted to cover, guys. Let me just check the comments one more time, see if I missed anything from you guys. Play-Doh snakes. Hit that thummy. Yeah, hit the thummies. Wes says, one of my favorites you've done is SRC. Pizza, your favorite. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Yup. So I think I'm going to take the risk and upload the SRC Code Demons video again. I don't know if I can do Pizza for Your Family on this channel. But then again, I don't have any strikes, so maybe now is the time. Maybe now is the time. Or maybe I'll try a new style people haven't tried before. Like maybe I'll upload a video temporarily, keep it up for a couple days, remove it, then re-upload it again. That way it's not sitting out there ready to get a strike or something like that. Yeah, HIV, that's something that I've thought about quite deeply, because what they've done is they've scattered us into the wind. There is no hub anymore, you know? There is no hub, there's no nothing. And that's what sucks is like, you know, and that's why I've tried my best to do something like this. I know this is just kind of like a basic thing. You guys have seen this before, but it does help to kind of accumulate everything. And I will say too, even though it does seem confusing, there's all these different alt platforms, I can say from experience that most alternative media, you know, investigators, researchers, personalities, they are usually utilizing BitChute and DLive. Like those are the two, you know, like those are the two main ones. And of course there's others, but from my experience, it looks like they use those as like secondary alternatives. Things like Brighteon, for instance. Like I have a channel here. No one really has heard of this platform, right? I barely have any views on these. But the fact is that like, if you go to this platform, you know, at least I'm there. So most of the content creators you enjoy will be on DLive and they will be on BitChute. So you can look at it like that, but you're still right though, man. It's tough because we've been scattered all over the wind, and you know, one content creator is only doing streams over here, where another content creator is only doing videos over here, and it differs for every person, and it just really sucks. But I think we'll get into the groove of it, and we're entering the age now where it's like you got to be self-sufficient. Like you got to have your own website, and I'll work on that eventually. You know what I mean? First, I got to build up the viewership again, you know. But you know, we'll get there. I think websites are like a big deal when it comes to, especially this day and age. Like for a while, I was able to do this without a website, but like you said, there's no one-stop shop anymore. It used to be just YouTube, and it's not like that anymore. So we're gonna have to find a workaround for that. And yeah, that's basically all the updates I have for you. And it stinks too because it's like BitChute could be. I mean, it's good. It's really good actually. And it's just the search function is kind of iffy, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. We're doing pretty good over there. We got 2,000 subs. I mean, that's more than my YouTube account right now. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby. But all right, guys, I'll probably, like I said, I'll upload that video a little bit later, I think. I'll re-upload that. I'll set it to Premiere so those that haven't caught it can catch it. Just do me a favor. When I upload the Premiere, either today or tomorrow, definitely share the link out to your friends. Put that on your timeline, your feeds, or whatever. But as for today, that is that. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm almost done with the summary here. Guys, it's already like 3 hours long, and I'm only halfway through the book. This is going to be a monster of a video. So it's like if you have noticed I haven't been putting out videos that frequently, it isn't because I'm discouraged, because I got banned or whatever. Look at this. Look at this. I've said it before, but I'm just hyped to show you this. So it's like I really hope that I can get some viewers and subscribers back to this channel because this is something that I really, really, really want everyone to see. But I've got a monster of a document here for you guys that's documenting the complete breakdown of Program to Kill. This is going to be a dense lecture. You're going to school on this one, man. It's class time when this video comes out, so I'm hyped. And that one I'm going to really schedule ahead of time so we can get as many eyes on it as possible. But yeah, the information in this book is just absolutely astonishing. And by the way, Wes, this isn't even counting the information you sent me, by the way. I'm trying to find a way to input that. And like I said, I'll give you credit for that because it's good info. I still haven't digested all of it, but I have your email saved. So I'm going to be inputting that in here. More than likely, I think it's probably going to fit quite nicely. I'll find a way for it to fit. But yeah, so that's primarily what my main time has been dedicated to, is working on this video and finishing a script for Dauntless Dialogues, because we've been collaborating. It's gonna be I don't want to say the topic yet, but it's a familiar one. It's one that's well within our wheelhouse, but with a little twist. And I think Mouthy Buddha might be editing it, so we're going to find out about that. It's going to be a power trio, though, for sure. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up for me, and keep your eyes peeled for the re-premiere of Source Code Demons. All right, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you.